the American Air Force was singing this song for Ukrainians.
Wow.
Which was super unexpected, and many Ukrainians were very amused and pleased, and I thought you might like seeing
See that? I sure would. Where was this, in Kiev or in Ukraine?
I don't think so. I think it was in the US.
When the Ukrainian National Chorus visited the United States on a concert tour in 1921, American choir director Peter Wilichowski was captivated by one of the songs, Щедрик, a Ukrainian New Year's song meaning bountiful or generous, by composer Mykolo Leontovich. Wilichowski thought the song reminded him of bells, so he decided to set it to new English lyrics to be performed during the holiday season. Today, Carol of the Bells is one of the most well-known and loved Christmas songs in the United States. Please watch the singing sergeants of the United States Air Force Band in Washington, D.C. perform Carol of the Bells as a tribute to the U.S.-Ukraine partnership. Ukraine has no greater partner than the United States, which stands with you to assert sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Good for us.
We wish you all the best this holiday season.
Look at all her medals.
Yeah.
This is.
I didn't know there's so many of them sing. I was really impressed.
That there'd be a Marine choir,
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did you know it exists, the
Yes.
Marine Choir?
Yes, all the branches have something like this. They also have sports teams that compete.
Wow,
So
it's like college.
it is. But we don't associate. We think they just fight, you know.
Yeah, exactly. They have their community and stuff.
All seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong, that is their song.
They're good.
Big joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere. Oh, how they come raising to say, go in the bell, telling a tale, telling ring. All people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry
Good.
Christmas.
Notice the uniforms are all unisex. There isn't a woman. There's not a woman's uniform and a men's uniform.
Why is that?
That's evolved. I think that, it's funny because I studied this too, a little. The history of uniforms and things. The National Park Service, which it's a civilian, but they dress up too, and they run our national parks. They started in the 1920s, and there used to be women's uniforms, and in the armed services, there were women wore either skirts and some kind of professional, but different than men, something feminine. But I think as a product, relatively recently in our history, the last 20 years, women have been allowed to train as officers.
Since when was that?
I think they fought for that and won in the 1970s and 80s.
So relatively recently,
Yes. I mean, they were always allowed to be in the services, but more in traditional roles of support. They were not leadership. But the military academies started accepting women in the 1970s as part of our second wave feminism. I think part of the women's movement for gender equality came to how they were dressed. And I was saying the National Park Service, I had a student do a paper on the history of how the women in the National Park Service, and the women used to wear very, kind of feminine, even maybe a little sexy dresses and form-fitting and all this, but with a hat and official. But then it slowly evolved, and even the National Park Service park rangers have the same uniform now as men. I think it's a tribute to the fact that they are on equal footing now, and so they don't need to be wearing things that might seem appealing for men, and fashion statements. They're in the service, men wear this, women wear the same thing.
That's interesting. I didn't notice that, but now that exact same.
Yes.
And the hair, they're all like have it back. This one has.
The women are probably wearing a little makeup.
A little makeup, but maybe for this performance, But no skirts.
Oh, there's another expression. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's an expression is denotes who is in charge within a family or in general. Because men have often been the leader of the family, they earn the money, the women have traditional roles. The expression is whoever is in charge in the family is the person who wears the pants. Who wears the pants in the family?
Oh.
Because traditionally pants were worn by men. Or if a woman is sort of in charge in the relationship, you know, or in charge, she wears the pants, which means that she is the man, right? And in charge.
We have some other expression, but I am too shy to say that. But it's very, very related. Якщо ви зрозуміли, що я маю на увазі. Do you have a Christmas mood, by the way? Christmas is this week.
Yes, I know. It's coming up.
Yeah.
I know. I tend not to celebrate.
You're not celebrating.
Well, no, not that I would. If I was with somebody for Christmas, I'm not against it, but I'm Jewish, so we celebrate Hanukkah. This is the Hanukkah's now. It's the 7 days, and we like candles. I'll show you something very quick. I think I posted.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
No, I'm fine with that. But in America, we have a big Jewish population, and we celebrate a different holiday that falls. The Jewish calendar is a different time of the year. So if you see, this is, and I posted this, this is all the Hanukkah celebration. We celebrate for 8 nights. See, happy Hanukkah.
Let me try to show it to them.
That's called a menorah, and we light a candle for each night, and it symbolizes in the Old Testament, which the Jewish people, you know, Moses and all that. But apparently the Jews were in Jerusalem, and they were surrounded, you know, they were fighting the Syrians. They were under siege, and they sent someone out to get troops to come in. This is what the holiday's about. But they only had enough oil to burn, you know, to keep light going for one night, but it found out that one night's worth of oil lasted for 8 nights, and that's what each candle symbolizes, and it's called the miracle of the lights. The holiday is called Hanukkah, and it's about that time. So that's what Hanukkah is. So if any of you have Jewish friends who are celebrating this holiday as opposed to Christmas, then you understand it a little better.
Напишіть на це, якщо ви чули про це, і чи є у вас друзі, котрі святкують Хануку. They will write down about that.
Okay, good.
Якщо ви вперше на Ніна Україна, то обов'язково підпишіться на мій канал, де я ділюся з американцями українською культурою, музикою та історією.